when I'm feeling stressed. What I do, meditate, now I feel refreshed. Remember how I was in the days, nigga, no respect. Had my angel in the cage, boy, I was a mess. Nigga talking out that cap, shout out Mitchell Ness. See the real and the fake, no it never mesh. I see my cousin making moves, I'm like that's a bet. So I put this money to use, now I'm feeling blessed. And if you ever feeling lost, you should reconnect. Realize who you are.
2 years ago, I would not be making this episode. Now I understand that I may give off this image of this handsome, intelligent, fit black man, and not to sound too overly pompous or, you know what I mean, too self-indulgent, but I feel like that's how I'm viewed from afar. You know what I mean? I had asked my family members the other day, you know what I mean, do I look mean? You know what I mean? Do I look approachable? Because I've been told that I don't look approachable at some points in my life. And back in the G, they used to mess with my confidence. You know what I mean? So I thought that because nobody approached me was because I didn't look attractive or nothing like that. But it's actually the complete opposite. It's because I looked attractive and I looked frightening to people, right? So I had to really rewire my brain to understand how I'm seen by others. You know what I mean? I had to build my confidence up, my self-esteem. And trust me when I tell you that this confidence that I have now was not built overnight. You know what I mean? I had a hindering fear of failure. You know, that shifted, you know what I mean? It stopped any like inch of progress I could make when it comes to like confidence. You know, that inner critic in my head telling me I wasn't enough, I wasn't handsome, that I was stupid. You know, it wasn't until I became proud of who I was that my confidence could blossom like it has. You know what I mean? I had to challenge myself. You know, I had a fear of rejection, which correlates with a fear of failure. So what I do, you know what I mean? It's gonna sound stupid, but like for me, I told myself for a week I would approach a woman every single day that I found attractive. You know, the anxiety I felt when approaching was like astronomical. Like I can't really explain that. Or you probably know that feeling. You know, heart thumping, mind scrambled, but I couldn't waver any longer. You know, I couldn't like, I couldn't be in that like what if or why not anymore. You know, so I took my deep breaths, counted to three, and just went. And I did that for a weekly basis. You know what I mean, 7 days a week. And slowly, I just saw myself become more socially um, appealing in a way. Now I can approach anybody, you know what I mean, without second guessing myself and just talk. Now, I'm not going to say do the same thing, but in order to build confidence, you have to challenge yourself. You know what I mean? A small challenge that you can do for a week. Let's say you want to wake up at 7 a.m. every day. You know, when that opportunity arises, don't hit that snooze button and get your ass up. Now I understand this is like it's a small task, but truly think about it. You know what I mean? The last time you ever set an alarm and didn't hit that snooze button, like really think about that. Like, has it been a minute? 'Cause I know for me, you know what I mean, it has. I mean, some days I don't want to wake up. Some days I just like hit that snooze button. Then other days I'm like, nah, I'm solely focused on what I'm supposed to be doing in that morning. You know, it fluctuates. But now, imagine waking up at the same time every day for a week. Could you do it? The alarm in theory is a test of discipline, and that snooze button is a habit that must be broken. Now, habits are a big detriment of our confidence, especially if it's a hindrance to your personal growth. You know, for example, after I dolphin dived into depression, my habits became extremely detrimental. You know what I mean? Weed, corn, changed that C to a P, video games. I was 21 years old, bachelor, you know, working as an assistant manager at an unnamed pizza chain. You know what I mean? Fuck them niggas. They not getting no publicity. By the way, them spinach and feta cheese breads, they was smack. But anyway, my habits, they control me. You know, as I wallowed in darkness, you know what I mean? Sorrowed in my solitude, as expected, my confidence diminished. You know, our confidence is in line with our thoughts. If your everyday cycle like mine was, doused in depravity, I'd assume your thoughts of self-loathing, insufficiency, not enoughness, remain a constant. You know, our thoughts are so powerful. You know, I was training my little cousin last Monday. You know, he was a humongous little bowl of sass. Let me tell you, bro. She's a project. But she's very intelligent and she's overall gifted. You know what I mean? You can just see it in somebody, and I see it in her. Now, we were doing a dribbling drill, and she kept losing the ball, which would lead her to say, I can't, I'm not going to be able to do this. You know what I mean? I will never get better. And I told her to stop. You know what I mean? I told her to tell herself, I can do it. I will get better. You know, I asked her to repeat this statement until I saw that she believed it. Minutes later, she aced that dribbling test or that drill. I'm not gonna lie, seeing her progress in such a short time felt great. To know that my teachings can make someone believe in themselves, and it felt good. And this is one of the reasons why I do this podcast, because whoever listens to this, you know what I mean, I hope sometimes my words can truly help them. You know, our thoughts truly control us, saying you can't, I won't be able, I'll never, will forever stifle our progression. You know, I know from experience. I would look in the mirror most of the time, not even say anything out loud, but like mentally diminish myself. And all this did was keep me right where I was. Like, do you feel stuck? Because if you do, you need to change your thought patterns, change your habits, but most importantly, find something to be proud of. For me, that was my music, this podcast, where I spill my insecurities to the world. You know, I wouldn't suggest do that, but find yourself something that works for you. A muse, you know what I mean? Work can't be the only thing that gets you out that bed. Your kids could be a muse. Your girl, your man. But they can't be the sole reason that you get out that bed. Because at some point, these people will leave your life. And what will be left? If we don't live for ourselves, we can't live for anyone. A lot of us put our purpose in people instead of creating a purpose for people. Like, what's your why? Is it the kids? Is it the family? Is it your lover? These people in your life, they create a responsibility that must be recognized in order to reach your max potential. What I'm explaining right now is selflessness. Speaking from experience, having a big ass ego will diminish your growth, your morale. It changes how you're seen and how you see yourself. Only I matter. I don't need to improve. I'm perfect. If you're so self absorbed, others will lose interest in you. Everybody else will look like ants to you in your own little inflated bubble, your own little world. Nobody else matters. Like for me, my ego was, it wasn't like I was better than anybody else. It was more like I didn't need help from anybody. You know what I mean? Even though I wasn't good, even though I wasn't mentally right in the moments, you know what I mean? I would put on that facade because they didn't need to see that. You know, it wasn't important to them. Or to me, it wasn't important to them. And that was my ego being like, nah, I don't need no help from nobody. And I'll figure it out on my own. The thing is, everybody in this world goes through something. Everybody has pains. Everybody has traumas. And to you to think that you're the only one that's going through it is stupid. Don't let your ego, block you from getting help from somebody. I really, and now like I try my best to, just be open and honest and genuine with everybody I speak to. If I ain't feeling good, I'm gonna tell you. Because I'm like, if I'm lying to myself, then I'm lying to everybody else, and I can't do that no more. Lying to yourself, lying is a big detriment to confidence as well, too. Because you're putting all that energy into that lie. You can't put your energy into anywhere else. Even if it's a white lie, those white lies, man, they stack on top of each other, and now you're trying to figure out how to keep up. It just slows your progress down. I tell you, I lied for a lot of times in my, I lied for a long time. If I did lie, it was, you know, what I mean, to not have somebody worry about me, basically. But the biggest lies I've always told was to myself, and it just, it created like two lives, basically. You know, the one that you see outside and the one that you see, um, or this one that I see here, or the one that I saw here. And basically, what that is just having no integrity. Integrity is another thing that will just diminish everything, diminish your whole being. And integrity is just living true to your word. What is seen behind closed doors is the same person that is outside, basically. And of course, everybody has secrets. Everybody has things they might not want to share. But if that thing that you don't want to share is so terrible, why are you doing it in the first place? Because that bad thing that you're doing, whatever it is, maybe it's drugs, maybe it's corn, maybe it's video games, maybe you, I don't know, hurting yourself or something. Don't nobody see that but you. And that would take a toll on your mental. I, I've talked to a couple of people in my life, having very extensive conversations with them, about what they've been through, what they've gone through in their life, and every time that I do have those conversations, I can see they're just the pain in their words, right? But I can also see the relief in expressing it. It's like when you walk around with a imaginary like weighted vest on your whole life, and you're finally able to express it or take it off, you're a whole different person. What I'm basically telling you is you need to, in order to be confident, you have to express what you're unconfident in your hurt, your pain, your trauma. Because if that's just held in, what's like within you, all it's gonna do is just lash out somewhere else, or the energy is gonna go somewhere that nobody else sees but you. It took me a minute to realize that, bro, because like I said, I will hold a lot of stuff in, and now I don't. And mentally, I'm clearer than I've ever been. More confident than I've ever been. See myself in a different light. building confidence is all within you. You mm, can't really can't really rely on anybody else to help build it for you. Now, of course, you have to have somebody that's also in the same wavelength as you, trying to be better. But no, it's about you. What are you gonna do to help yourself? What are you gonna do to build that confidence? What are you gonna change today? That's been today's episode of Keep It A Benji. Hope whoever hears this, you know what I mean, I gained some maybe to help you a little bit. But anyway, everybody stay blessed, stay prayed up. Peace.